On today's Outdoor Icon Show, we're going to learn a little bit about archery, how to set up your bow, some of the new products on the market to make your shot a little bit more accurate.
Welcome to the Outdoor Icon Show. I'm Rob Palowitz here.
And I'm Denny Malloy.
I understand we outfitted a little Doc's Whisper Creek bow here at a local bow shop.
We've got the Sweet Demise bow. We took it down at Autumn Addiction Archery Shop, just north of Hartford, south of Kinsman, right here in Trumbull County. Okay. Mom and pop's places. You can't beat the service you get at these pro shops.
It's nice to see they're still around and all the big box stores.
They're struggling, but it's nice to see those types of guys in business, because this guy, he spent a good couple hours with me today getting this bow set up. We got it fresh out of the box. It's the Sweet Demise model Whisper Creek bow. We got the Sword AccuSight sight on it, fiber optic sight with the light. We got the Whisker Biscuit rest. I went to a loop in a release that I'm used to shooting fingers and stuff, so this is all new to me. We've got the peep sight, and I've even got the kisser button. Then we got outfitted up with the proper arrows, proper weight arrows, proper grain heads on the arrows. And I think we're ready to go. Now it's just a matter of practice and getting this thing good, and myself getting good at it. I got the great equipment, and we want to thank Joe Walters out there for helping us out. He did a fine job on this. This thing is shooting nice and smooth and nice and quiet.
It's a very quiet bow. It's a great bow.
And it's something we've talked about many times. You got to practice with the equipment that you're going to hunt with.
They're shanking it a little bit.
We had one guy already shooting his bow. Things were falling off his bow. So you need to do that in the preseason to make sure you're ready to go.
Keep your Allen wrenches, have your screwdrivers ready.
That's right. And see? Sounds like they need a little bit of practice back there. They're killing some corn stalks. And so stay tuned to today's show. It's a great show, and I think you're going to enjoy it. If you have an old bow, if you have a new bow, if you have a crossbow,
pull it out.
We've got something for you today. And then later on in today's show, we're going to repeat a recipe that we started with earlier. It's the walleye francais that Jeff Crystal cooks up.
Backed by popular demand.
It's backed by popular demand because you can adapt that recipe to beef, you can adapt it to pork, you can adapt it to any other type of fish. It's when you're watching the walleye segment of it, just think of anything you want to replace with that walleye and francais it. It's a great recipe, and I'll tell you what, I rashed out after I watched it, and I've been cooking. I've been francais everything. I'm francais everything I got in the freezer. So
all you need is a little chicken broth. That can make everything work.
And we got a great tip of the week for you later today too. Hey Joe.
Hey Danny, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
We're out here today at Autumn Addiction Archery Shop here in Berg Hill, Ohio on State Route 7. One of the mom and pops type archery shops we always recommend going to somebody with knowledge that deals with this day in and day out. I don't shoot a bow year round. I haven't shot a bow, as a matter of fact, in a year. So it's time for me to upgrade my skills. First, we're going to start out with upgrading the bow.
Okay.
I went out and got a Doc's Sweet Demise Whisper Creek archery bow. It's a signature series line from Doc, and it's a faster bow, it's a smoother shooting bow, it's a quieter bow than what I've been used to.
It's a good choice.
So I'm looking forward to that. I've shot a lot of bows in the past. This is one I feel really comfortable with, and one that I know that I'd like to use in the deer woods this fall. But we need to outfit the bow.
Right.
And the technology, frankly, scares a lot of people today. The technology we have with bows. When you go into an archery shop and you look at the catalogs and you go online and you look at this stuff, it's overwhelming. So that's why I came in here to you today. And I want you to kind of explain the different types of equipment that I need to put on a bow. And let's pick out what we want, and let's get this bow set up so that I can shoot it this afternoon and start honing my archery skills.
Okay.
Start out, let's look at some of the sights. We're not just looking down the arrow anymore like the Indians did.
No.
Nowadays I see there's little levels, and fiber optics seem to be the norm. Tell me a little bit about sights on a bow.
The fiber optics have just made the pin so much brighter and easy to see, low light conditions. Most of your sights incorporate where you can put a light on the sight. Frankly, you don't have to have a light. These fiber optics are so bright. It does help, but...
Now with these fast shooting bows, I remember that back in the day we used to have 6 and 7 pins on the bow, and you had your 10 yard, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, and we shot the old outdoor courses, but then again, we were only shooting a bow that shot 200 feet per second, 230 max. The faster the bow shoots and the flatter it shoots, the less pins, I imagine?
Not so much less pins. You can still shoot 3 pins or 4 pins or 5 pins at 10-yard increments. The difference is your pin gap is so much closer now and tighter, and a lot of guys shoot 1 pin. This particular sight is a single pin. It's fully wrapped around the housing with fiber optic, and the way that sight works is there's a thumb screw on here that you can loosen and move the sight up and down, and you would mark your yardages once you sight in the bow to your 10, 20, 30, whatever you want to set your pins at. A lot of guys like this type of sight because you're in your tree, a big buck comes under you, start getting excited. Some guys aren't sure they're not sure which pin to use, so they like having 1 pin and setting their yardage. And then it's personal preference. You know, a guy that likes that sight may not like that one, and vice versa.
Trial and error.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about the rest. That's
Okay.
what the arrow's going to sit on when you release it. I see there's a couple of different styles of rests.
There is, and this is probably one of the most important parts of if that arrow doesn't launch off the bow cleanly, you're never going to get good arrow flight and you're going to have problems. This is what most of us grew up shooting. It's just a 2-prong type rest, and they can be difficult to tune, but they are effective. Pretty basic anymore. We've gone into the fall away rest and the full containment rest.
Now the full containment's the whisker biscuit there?
The whisker biscuit.
The arrow sits right in the center, and those whiskers just kind of hold it in there straight.
Correct. Whisker biscuit kind of started. There are several full containment rests on the market right now. Whisker biscuit kind of started it. And the nice part about this rest is a hunting rest is your arrow is not going to move. If you're reaching for your bow and you're watching a deer, you won't have to worry about maybe bumping something.
And there goes the arrow right out of the tree
anyone
stand
that's bow hunted a while, that's happened to. It's not going to happen with this rest. If you're tuned right, this will do the job real nice.
Okay. And then the fall away, when you release the arrow, the rest actually falls away to reduce drag on that arrow, correct?
Correct. They can be a little more difficult to tune and set up, but when they are installed properly and set up and timed, they work awesome. Just do a really good job of getting that arrow out of the bow without touching anything.
Well, we got the sights, we got the rest. Let's get these on the bow, and we'll talk about some of the other new products they have and the fine-tune accessories we can throw in this Whisper Creek Sweet Demise bow.
Sounds good.
Okay, Joe.
This Outdoor Icon Show factoid is brought to you by First Metropolitan Mortgage. Stay tuned, the Outdoor Icon will be right back.